During my weekend trip to Sandusky, Ohio, my good friend David suggested I should check out Bellevue, Ohio. Since I was already spending most of my morning in Sandusky, I decided to head south to Bellevue for some lunch and some more rail fanning. I grabbed a quick bite at a fast food joint and then made my way to Kemper Rail Park, which is located just outside of downtown. Unfortunately, I could not escape the strong winds that were blowing, just like they were in Sandusky, but nevertheless, I was able to quickly set up my camera. Before I knew it, I spotted my first train coming off of the Toledo division onto the Cleveland division. Bellevue is an important junction point for 3 Norfolk Southern Railroad lines, Toledo, Cleveland, and Fostoria districts. It's also the home of a massive railroad yard for Norfolk Southern. In addition to witnessing plenty of action of a Class 1 railroad, there's also Class 2 action here, with the Wheeling and Lake Erie Railroad, and they actually have some track rightage to some of the Norfolk Southern lines. Moreover, Bellevue serves as their junction point as well for the Heartland subdivision. That train felt like it would never end. Not long after that, Wheeling and Lake Erie came into view, heading eastbound on the way back to their Heartland subdivision. Heading southbound off the Cleveland district, right on to the Fonstoria district is a full load of coal heading southbound. This Norfolk Southern's heading off of the Cleveland district onto the Toledo district with an interesting latch-up. As one train continues going on to the Toledo line, we've got another one heading northbound off the Fonstoria line onto the Cleveland line. What a busy afternoon it is right here in Bellevue, Ohio. Good evening. We're back with you live on Train Aficionado. Good evening from our Cincinnati studios. What an awesome experience going to Bellevue. I was there only for a couple of hours, and you see all the video that I was able to shoot. Such an awesome place. I think I hit, I guess we would call it the golden hour or two, to be able to capture all those trains, heading on the various lines. So I've got a lot more show for you tonight. We're going to take a look at a couple of slides, and then I'll show you some of the photos I took right out in Bellevue. So let's go underway into the slideshow right now. So we want to remind you that I will be at Hamilton, Ohio, for a Railfan gathering, a part of our Buckeye-Bluegrass Express 2024 tour. We'll be there from 8 a.m. to noon at Butler Street. That's in downtown Ohio, right by the McDonald's. There's a couple of parking lots there. And I'm really excited about being able to have a gathering there with all the rail fans from the area. Looking forward to it. So if you're from excuse me, if you're from the area, stop by. We'd love to be able to meet you. So that'll be this Saturday, May the 4th, 8 a.m. until noon. I'll be there. So definitely stop by. Hopefully we get some really good action train-wise. Then the following Saturday, on National Train Day, I'll be hosting a free scanner clinic at the Cincinnati Union Terminal, otherwise known as the Museum Center, on Saturday, May the 11th from 3 to 5 p.m. This you must sign up for. So sign up at our website, trainaficionado.com/events. So if you haven't signed up, make sure you do that now. It'll be an in-person event right there at Cincinnati Union Terminal. And then there'll be a private event after 5 o'clock, which you'll also be invited to. So if you're not familiar with railfanning and scanners, definitely stop by. I'll be able to answer those questions. But in this clinic, I'm going to be focusing on programming your 125 AT and your 260 and 160 DN, the brand new radios from Uniden. So I'm going to show you how to do it through software and also through the keypad. So it's going to be a lot of fun, and then we'll be able to talk about, what to program in your scanner for the Cincinnati, Ohio area. So some really good stuff there. Make sure you follow, like, and subscribe to Train Aficionado on social media. Since you're watching this on YouTube, make sure you subscribe to the channel, give us a thumbs up, share this video on your social media. We're trying to reach 2,000 subscribers here on the channel. Help the channel grow. We're looking for more rail fans and more train enthusiasts to be able to subscribe and, of course, watch our live content like you are tonight, and, of course, any produced content that we put on the channel as well. So let's take a look at some of the photos that I've taken in Bellevue, Ohio. So this was a part of my trip up to Sandusky. I spent the morning in Sandusky, and then what I did is in the middle of the day I went down to Bellevue, spent some time there, and then I went back to Sandusky to wrap up the evening. So certainly some really good stuff in both locations. Let's take a look at some of the photos that I was able to capture. So let me tell you a little bit about Bellevue. So Norfolk Southern has a major yard in Bellevue, quite a large yard, and it's a junction point for three Norfolk Southern districts: the Cleveland District, Toledo, and Fonstoria. So all of those lines converse right in Bellevue. So it's certainly a happening place with all those lines. Plus you have that huge Norfolk Southern Railroad Yard with things coming in and out of there as well. And of course we have got some Class 2 action, which is the Wheeling and Lake Erie trains. So that's on the Heartland division, which you saw a train heading eastbound onto there. And then of course Wheeling has some track rights to some of the Norfolk Southern lines, as we saw in the video. So I actually stopped at the Railfan Park just to see where it was. and I was able to grab a photo of this Union Pacific train coming through, freshly painted. Looks beautiful. I mean, that, you know, the yellow was absolutely bright and clean, comparison to the second locomotive in the latch up there. But you know, this was really cool. So I got a quick photo of this, and then I headed to get something for lunch, and then I came back and set up the video camera and got some video, as you saw there. Here's another a train that I got off the Toledo branch. Both of these are coming off the Toledo branch. And this one here is mixed goods, single locomotive. I can't remember if there was a DPU, but this was a real cool shot. This was actually me shooting with my long-range lens, and right from the Railfan Pavilion, which was really nice. It's got great views if you're on the Railfan Pavilion. There's grass around, so you can kind of roam around a little bit and get different shots from the pavilion. Here's a photo of the Wheeling and Lake Erie. So I wasn't able to get it with a still photography coming onto the line, but I was able to get it here, and it was basically running past these houses. And this pathway that you see here was originally a railroad line. It's now abandoned, and now it's a mere pathway there. But you can see, you know, the blue leading locomotive, and then the Wheeling Lake Erie, you know, heading down to their line. But yeah, really cool shot, kind of shooting from the end of this path, you know, on the street all the way down. So thank goodness for my lens there. Here's that coal train. Oh my word, you know, so, you know, due to the magic of editing, you know, it didn't seem as long, but this coal train was a long one. It had DPUs in the middle. It was a beautiful day. The thing was, it was super windy. I was kind of talking off microphone, so hopefully, sorry about that, everybody. You can still, I guess, apparently hear me. But yeah, so beautiful day, taking some photos, but it was windy. Unfortunately, I had to do a lot of adjustment to the volume on the video because it was just so much wind noise. Eventually, I got to get a shotgun mic and then a windscreen for it. So that's something I'm investing into, hopefully being able to get one of those microphones, add it to the camera, and then use that, especially when I'm up there by the Great Lakes, because there was a lot of wind. I couldn't get over how windy it was in both Sandusky and Bellevue as well. Oops, hold on one second. There we go. Here's the DPUs right here. So there was two of them. They were right in the middle of the train. As you can see in the hoppers, it's a full load of coal. And this is heading down the Fonstoria district. So it was heading southbound into Fonstoria. So this train had a full load of coal. I'm not too sure where it was heading. I'm sure there's some rail fans that know exactly which train this is and what it's all about. Now this is the photograph of the interesting latch-up, which is kind of funny to see, you know, in this market that I live in. Norfolk Southern and CSX are competitors of one another, being in this market. And it's kind of funny seeing a Norfolk Southern and CSX locomotives latched up together, you know, heading on a route. And you can see it right here. They're end to end right there. All right, so this is a funny little story. So basically, you always have to be prepared to take a photo. So I was, you know, walking around the area, and then I heard a train, and then I ended up saying, "Oh my word! There's the Go Rail Norfolk Southern locomotive." So I basically got my camera up as quick as I could and point and shoot. It's not the best photo in the world, but I was able to get it. And this is, you know, shooting from underneath a road bridge there, you know, through the bridge pillars and the signal. So I was able to get it with the short window that I had. But yeah, it was really cool. It was heading southbound on the heading on to the Fonstoria district. So yeah, it was a really cool photo that I was able to get. So you can see here, you know, windy as all can be. I got the flags there. As you can see, it was windy. I was getting photos right from the pavilion there. It is covered. It's got picnic tables, and it's just a nice facility there. there's parking right in the front, and then of course you can kind of move about. There's some grass in the front of the facility, so you can take some photos out there. But there's plenty of room for rail fans to kind of get some really good shots. I showed this photo last show. I wanted to show it again. My buddy and rail fan dog Watson was, of course, with me, and this is where he spent most of the time when I was shooting photos and video. He was in the truck. Luckily, it was cool enough for him to be in there. This is one of the photos I was able to get with him watching me as I was doing my thing. So thankful that I had him with me to be able to do that stuff. But yeah, that is photos from my trip up to Sandusky. Made a little short trip to Bellevue, which is about 30 minutes or so south. Was an awesome trip overall. This was a couple weekends ago. So I was able to put together the video that you saw today, and also be able to do everything in both locations and show the videos and the photos that I had from both trips. I would like to do more shows like this, where where we do like a rail fanning experience, where you go along with me virtually, with a video and then some photos. Hopefully you guys like it. Let me know in the comments or in the live chat that you enjoy these type of videos, and I'll see if I can produce more like this. And then we can kind of do this as a show versus, like a rail fan type of topic. We'll still be doing those. I want to show you something else that we're working on at Train Aficionado. I'm going to share my screen right now. And this is on the Train Aficionado website. So if you hover your mouse over YouTube and you see your rail fanning spots. Now, I haven't received any as of yet, but we are asking for photos of your favorite rail fanning spots. So we're excited to do this. So this is right on our website, so you can read all of this. So what we're asking for is your name. Send up to 3 photos. You can send 1 or 2. It's fine. The address of the rail fanning location by, city address and such. You want to put a description of what the rail fan location's all about, whether it's CSX, Norfolk Southern, Amtrak, or etc. Roll through there. If you know the subdivision or district, include that. Approximately how many trains you can typically see there. What are some aspects that you find appealing about this rail fanning spot? And if there's any significant yards or stations that are in the area. And then if you know the milepost, include that as well. And then, of course, if you're a scanner enthusiast, you can give us the frequencies as well on the railroad line that are being used, or frequency, I should say. And then, as always, we like to eat as rail fans, because, trackside, and you spend all day outside, you start to grow appetite. And so any restaurants or food joints that are fairly close. So once you have all that, you can email it to railfanspots@trainaficionado.com. So that's railfanspots@trainaficionado.com. We're hoping to have submissions for the throughout the month of May, so we can run a show on Wednesday, June the 5th, with your photos. So we're really excited about sharing those photographs with everybody. So the photographs and some basic information about the location. So those of you that wanted to be able to do this, I believe Let's Go Rail Fanning mentioned it. So by all means, email me a couple of different locations if you like, or one location. Make sure you include a photo and then some key information that I have listed here to be able to help us to learn more about your favorite rail fanning spot. So we'll be taking those throughout the whole entire month of May. So get those in so we have a really cool show for you on June the 5th, which is the first Wednesday of the month. And that email address is railfanspots@trainaficionado.com. So some really good stuff there. Let me go through a couple of slides, and then we'll wrap it up with any of your questions or comments. So post those in the chat if you're watching this, of course, live. let's take a look at the slide deck. So, of course, we want to, thank you so much tonight for joining us for the Train Aficionado exploring Bellevue, Ohio. So as a reminder, as I mentioned midway through the show, I'm going to be in Hamilton, Ohio. So if you're from the area, come out and visit me. I'll be excited to meet you. I'll be there from 8 a.m. until noon at Butler Street. And that's this Saturday, May the 4th, at 8 a.m. to noon at Butler Street. If you need more information, visit Train Aficionado /events to learn more. And while you're there, if you're from the Cincinnati, Ohio area, definitely join us for a free scanner clinic on National Train Day. That's Saturday, May the 11th, from 3 to 5. I'm going to be hosting a clinic. If you're running, the following radios, the Uniden Bearcat BC 125AT, the 260DN, and the 160DN, this clinic is for you. We're going to go over how to program the radios by using software or doing manual programming. So it should be a really good time. So hopefully you join me. And if you're looking to sign up, which this is a sign up required, visit trainaficionado.com /events. So we're really excited about doing that. Make sure you follow, like, and subscribe to our social media, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and Instagram at Train Aficionado. So tonight's broadcast, we were very excited to be able to share this with you guys. Paul Y mentions loves the videos. You need to try Fawn's Story. I've been there, and I also been to Marion, but not the other place. So I got to go there too. Brad's in the house. Chris Schultz. Thank you so much. Let's go Railfanning, Union Pacific. Let's see. Dale is in the house. He's actually in Texas right now. Welcome to the program, Richard. Just to name a few. And then all the people that watch this broadcast after it airs, thank you so much for supporting. I can't say enough about the audience that watches not only Train Aficionado and the scanner guys. It's such a great audience. Jim's asking, what about the splinter frequencies? Who's using them at this time? For the most part, vast majority of railroads are using the 1 through 97. Those splinter frequencies, I think, are going to come into a larger picture when a lot of the railroads switch over to NXDN. But as of right now, I would say channels 1 through 97 for the vast majority is what's being used today. So I think once more and more railroads switch over to digital, we're going to see more activity on those particular channels at some point. Great question. Any other questions or comments before we wrap up this program this evening? I want to thank you all for watching, as always. You can support Train Aficionado by going to trainaficionado.com, checking out our blog, and also we have a store, which we have like these hats here. We have some t-shirts, and we've got some other cool stuff there, so you can get some swag on the website as well. I'm always adding new products, so definitely check early, check often, and that certainly helps us, with certainly equipment and, the streaming software that we use today to be able to send this broadcast out to you in 4K, which is pretty awesome, that we're streaming in 4K. And also the video you just watched was shot in 4K. So I'm really excited to be able to bring this to you each and every week, whether it's Train Aficionado or the Scanner Guys. The Scanner Guys will be coming up next week. I don't have a topic, I don't think, as of yet. I have to look. Adam, I'm not too sure if you're watching tonight. I did get your email about Maritime. He watches both of the shows. I got to reply back to you. I was having some internet issues last night, so I was planning on replying back to you. Love what you did with the slide deck. We need to get you scheduled in for a Scanner Guys show. So I'm really looking forward to that. Brad, thank you so much for the kind comments about the the great video. I appreciate that. You know, it was a little bit of you know, doing it by myself can be a little tedious task, but I really enjoyed doing it, and I'm excited that I really got some great footage video-wise and some still photography. So I think that'll wrap it up for me this evening. I thank you all for watching. We'll catch you again on the Scanner Guys, which will be on Wednesday the 10th. No, not Wednesday the 10th. Wednesday the 8th. And then Train Aficionado will be back on the 15th. I got to flip the calendar. I'm still looking at... When I look over here, there's a calendar over here. Of course, it's railroad related. And I didn't flip it from April to May yet, so I got to do that. But yeah, some great shows coming up this month. Really looking forward to it. The other thing too, I do have an unboxing videos for the 160 and 260 DN, which I'll be posting on one of the channels. I haven't decided which one, but I'll be posting those videos up. I finally got my production 160, 260 DN, so I did an unboxing video for both, and looking forward to it. Chris, that's the same question that Jim asked. As of right now, they're using 1 through 97. You know, in this area at least. I'm not too sure in other parts of the country if they're using the 107 to the 160, 196 that you're mentioning. But yeah, for the primarily, it's the 1 through 97 that's being used. I'm believing that probably will change when they use more digital, I'm guessing. Have a great evening. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. We will catch you again on the next show, which will be the Scanner Guys, and then Train Aficionado, of course, coming up after that. So have a great evening. Be safe out there. Have fun rail fanning, and we'll catch you again right here on Train Aficionado Live. So have a great evening.